I'm Scott Allen Miller. It is the 13th of May 2022. It's Friday, so yes, it's Friday the 13th, and I'm here in Friendswood, Texas, a suburb of Houston, and we started off the day with had to run out and get Dominica and Kat, who are staying at the Motel 6 on NASA 1, which is the actual NASA 1 of Johnson Space Center here in Houston, and went out there and picked them up. They actually had kind of a slumber party last night because they haven't seen each other pretty much in a year, which is, it's a big thing for us. Like, we've been gone for a year, so everybody is like, we haven't seen anybody for a year other than the family, and we've only seen them once in 6 months. So anytime we get to see somebody, it's like, wow, we haven't seen them in at least a year. And because it was COVID before that, we really didn't see anybody before that. So it's kind of like COVID got really extended for us. I know that it's extended for everybody, so I'm not trying to belittle that, but for us, it was like we went from the deepest part of COVID that first year and went directly into living abroad, which really cut us off from the world physically. And so when we see somebody, it's like, wow, we really haven't seen people from back home in quite some time. So it's very dramatic. So they had a lot of fun just hanging out together. It is a work day today, and I have a lot to do, especially as I will not be able to work at all come Monday because we're traveling back to Costa Rica and to Nicaragua. So today I had a lot of meetings lined up. I was on the phone for a huge portion of the day. I did manage to get a couple of videos done, but pretty much I was tied to the dining room table after I went and picked up Dominica and Kat. We got Taco Bell on the way home because Taco Bell breakfast is fantastic, and had that. But that was really the bulk of my day, was stuck dealing with just work and stuff. But that's fine. It was a good day. Things went well, so no complaints. And this weekend we actually have some time to hang out with the family. It's more or less the only time we've had. It's been so busy, partially with us needing to work and shop and do all that stuff, and with everyone in the family just having a lot of things going on because they're not on vacation, and this is not a time coordinated with them. This is just when we had to be here for paperwork and our visa border run and stuff. So it was all just out of necessity, not out of personal planning. So hopefully this weekend we're gonna get to spend some time with them, but we also got to get packing because it is time to get ready to go. Our flight is 10 o'clock, I think, on Monday morning, and we are going to be heading, and I gotta say, we're in Texas, and this is the one area, the allergies and the allergens are so strong that we're constantly sneezing. Everybody's getting like sniffly and stuff. There's so many flowers with pollen in the air. You really feel it when you come outside. As I walk around, I'm like, wow, my nose is like burning all of a sudden just from all the flowers. So Monday morning, about 10 o'clock, we're heading to the airport, flying southwest back to Liberia in Costa Rica. Very easy flight, about 3 hours, just the reverse of what we already did. We were getting picked up by the same taxi from the airport. We do have to make a quick run to the veterinary, or he may do the pickup without us so that it's ready, but we do have to pick up some medicine that's you're not able to get in the United States without a lot of complication, and in Nicaragua it's very hard to find. So Costa Rica is kind of the middle ground where they have the medicine and it's easy to get. So we're picking that up there and delivering it up to Leon. And then we're just going to go to Peñas Blancas, the border, go through there, and then Leo is going to pick us up at the border and drive us back to Leon. So Monday really should be pretty easy. That's famous last words, of course, especially with 5 of us traveling together. And we're going to the border in the afternoon, so it's very possible that the border is going to be quite busy and backed up. Nothing like what we experienced before, but we're hopeful that it won't be too bad. And we're very much looking forward to getting back to Nicaragua. Kat is super excited about the entire adventure. She has never lived outside the country that she can really remember. She did live in Germany at some point, but she was young, doesn't really remember it. And she has visited Mexico, but outside of that, this is a huge step for her. She's given up her career, her car, not really her career, but she's given up her job and her car and her house and most of her possessions, even her cat. And yes, Kat has cats, and is taking a leap into a country that she's not even entirely sure where it is or what it does, right? So this is a big step of discovery for her. as well. So we're gonna see what it's like when she hits the ground and finds out what Nicaragua is all about. Almost all of our deliveries have come in today. Some of you know, if you watch the show, that my battery kind of, not blew up, but it started swelling and leaking inside the GoPro yesterday. I already have 3 replacement batteries, so I now have all 6. They're all charged up. I have a second triple charger, so I can actually charge 7 batteries at a time now, which, if you do the math, that's more than I have. And so I'm pretty well stocked on battery stuff, plus the Volta. We've gotten my shoes and all the cables we've been waiting for. We're down to just the smallest number of things. I did place a last minute order today for a sling camera bag. I just went with the Amazon Basics because I'm being cheap and I couldn't find anything else that actually stood out as better to me. So it was $30 and it's supposed to arrive on Sunday, which is cutting it close. Not just Sunday, but Sunday at 10 p.m., which is almost literally the 11th hour. And there's a good chance it won't make it in time. That stuff happens. But I have an Amazon Basics camera bag, but it's like a almost like a duffel, like small, but like a duffel kind of style. And I like it. And I need things to store my cameras in, so I think it actually makes sense to have several. I have that one for the Nikon with all the Nikon stuff, and I have my big one that I use for the Olympus EM1, the OMD EM1, and I need something that's perfect for my Pen EPL9, and I think the sling bag, because it's a much smaller camera, will be perfect for that and will pull double duty for the GoPro, that I can just, whichever camera I'm using that day, I can throw into the sling bag and have a place to keep it, which is nice. So I want something to carry around like that, because I tend to be like, throw something over my shoulder. I don't want to have to carry something large when I'm actually out working. When I take the big backpack, which I love, it's really meant for carrying all my gear, going somewhere and unpacking it. It's not meant for me to actually be bringing it around in the field with me. It's just too much for that, especially in Nicaragua. You get really hot having any of that amount of stuff. So having a small sling bag is a really nice way to not have too much stuff. I have made it out to one of the front lakes with the fountain here. It's a really nice walk out here, and so I'm actually recording this tomorrow, and it's super pleasant. It's got to be maybe 92 degrees. It feels cool. It's really nice for just walking around. It's a light breeze, and it's more or less been like this the whole time we've been here. We had a little bit of storm, a tiny bit of rain, and for the most part, it's just been a little bit cool for us and quite nice. So that's our Friday. Please remember to like and subscribe. I apologize, this week is a little bit on the boring side. What can I do? But my goal is to do interviews with Kat tomorrow and start to get her take on the whole moving experience and see how that goes. Oh, so before we went to bed tonight, I took Dominica and Kat back. Liesel came with me. She and I went out and did a Sonic run for the family. So we got ice cream and snacks and stuff at like 11:30 at night and brought them back, and all the kids had that. Oh, for dinner, the grandparents took all the granddaughters out. So Liesel and Luciana and Clara and Emily, those are the ones that were around, all went out to IHOP for dinner early on in the evening. All right, that is all the news from Friendswood, Texas for today. 2 more days in Friendswood, and then we're off to Costa Rica and Nicaragua again. I'll see all of you tomorrow.